for this. And I timed it out. So I'm hoping we're going to do 4 different exercises, each of them for a minute. And there will always be a 1 minute of cardio included in that. And then we'll have a minute in between each thing, each set. That's when I'm going to tell you what to do. So we'll see how this works out. I'm hoping this works out the way I want it to. First I have to turn this timer on. Okay. Yep, okay. All right, well, I'm hoping this thing will work out the way I want it. So I'm going to explain to you right now until I turn the timer on. The first little group that we're going to do, we're going to start off with this, with your weights here. You want to have your feet about hip width apart. They can even be wider than that for this. And here's what's going to happen. You're going to do a reverse curl, so your palms are facing you. You're going to start up going like this. Reverse curl, then squat, then unsquat. Wait. 1, 2. No, stay squatted, and then 2 shoulder presses. And then bring your arms down again and stand up. So it's squat, curl, press, press, hands down, and come up. That's the whole thing. And we'll do that for 1 minute. Then we'll do a deadlift with side arms up. So you want to hinge forward from the hip for that part of it. You'd be in that deadlift position. You'd come down, and then bring your palms together and come up and down, and then come back up. So you're going down with the deadlift. You're working the back of the shoulder, and then you put your palms toward you again and come up. You're working the back, the lower back. So the back and the back, you're working the whole back with that. And after that, we do the minute of cardio, which is going to start out with high knees and butt kicks. So it's either going to be like high marching in place and hamstring curls for those of you who don't like the high knees and butt kicks. And then we'll end up with the chest flies with the overhead press like we did last week, which you can do in a chair if you wish. I will give everybody, if you want to be on the floor for that, I'm going to stop it and give everybody time to get on the floor. But otherwise, we can do it in the chair, and I'll have the chair here to demonstrate what that will be like. And I'll also do it on the floor. And that it'll just be chest fly and take the weights overhead. And if you're sitting in the chair or on the floor, you have the opportunity to do it with your legs up in the air and chest fly. And when you bring your arms overhead, you lower one leg. It's a little complicated, but when you see it, you'll figure it out. Plus, we did it last week. So that's the first thing. So I'm just going to get started. And then we have a minute of a break, so have water ready or to get water in between. Okay, here we go. First, our warm-up first, sorry. Now that I just explained that to you, let's just warm up for a little bit. And you can see my feet, I hope. All right, yeah, we have to warm up. We cannot skip the warm-up. So just remember, while we're warming up, that we start with the reverse curl and the shoulder presses. And then we go to the deadlift, wide legs here. We go to the deadlift with the wide shoulders. Then we do the cardio, right here, hamstring curl. We do the cardio, which will consist of hamstring curl and high knees. So we're doing that right now. We're warming up for that part of it right now, a little bit. And then there's something else there going on. Oh yes, the chest flies are the last thing that we do in this first round. And they're pretty simple. They're all simple things. We do them for 1 minute each. I think it'll be fun. It'll go by quickly. All right, kick up. And after that, we're going to do a lot of stretching that we hold for a long time. Because, we don't have to stretch out as if we're in a yoga class. There are a lot of really great stretches that you can do, and they don't have the yoga names, but it's the same thing. You're stretching out the same way, same muscles, and that's really what I wanted to focus on as far as the stretching goes today. Whew. And after this, after tonight, this will be recorded. It'll be up on our Facebook page. Step tap here. It'll be on our Facebook page. I'm going to get this out of the way, and so people can look at it if they couldn't join us tonight. Vicki has been communicating with me, and she has asked that I do a bunch of the small vignettes that I sent out several weeks ago. So the next thing I do will be a bunch of small vignettes. Upper body, lower body, core, warm up, cool down, like that. And that'll be the next thing. So step touch, arms across the chest. Keep going here. And reach up. Keep going. 4 more. 4, 3, 2, across the chest again. Sheila, how's your knee? All right. Because if we do something that's bothering your knee, you realize that you're going to have to modify it. And reach down here. Okay, keep going. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. All right, march in place here. All right, it's time. It's time to get started with our little, with our workout here, our circuit training thing. So, power on. Power on, vibrate on. I don't know why it's not coming up. Come on, I just had it here. Maybe off, on. No, it's not working. Would you like to, it's not working. Should be 60 and 60. I just need everything to be 1 minute. All right, so get ready with your weights. I just changed the battery.
Yeah, I know. Isn't in there.
Okay, so get ready with your weights like this. And remember, we're going to do these things, these shoulder presses, then we go to something like this, then we go to some cardio, and then we go to the chest flies. So here we are, sets. First thing, right here. So, lift, squat, press, press again, bring the arms down, and extend the knees. Squat, lift, press, and down, and come back up. Squat, lift, press, press, arms down, and back up. Bend the knees, lift, press, press, arms down, and up. Do keep going until the buzzer goes off. And you can go at your own pace after this too. You don't have to go at my pace. But the important thing is that you do it for a minute, which isn't too much to ask. You can do this for a minute. Yeah, in the cardio we only do each thing for 30 seconds, so that's even easier, right? Press. Oh, done with that. Now here we go. Next thing. You can either have 1 foot back and 1 foot front, or you can have both feet right under your hips. So I'm going to be 1 foot back and 1 foot front. come down, then lift up and down, and then come back up. So you're doing the you're hinging over, and you're doing a deadlift on the back on the way back up. So over, out to the side, back, and up. Hinge from the hip on this, and you're working the back, that is the lower spine, and the back of the shoulders, the rhomboids and the posterior deltoids with this. So really the whole back, which is great, because at other points in this we'll be working the chest. And you're done with that. Now it's the cardio. Oh boy. Okay, so high knees, or if you don't like high knees, really lift up and use your arms. Use your arms, big huge arm movements like this. I cannot see Shayla, so I don't know what she's doing, but I'm guessing you're not doing the high knees as a jog or a run. So we can hang out like this for a while until I tell you to switch. Almost time to switch. Switch to hamstrings right now. Hamstrings or butt kicks. This would be the butt kick, and these are the hamstrings. Your choice until the buzzer goes off. This is really such a short time, but we're going to move right through this very quickly. We're going to do this whole routine twice. And there are 3 sections to this routine. So we're about halfway through the first section. All right. And here we go with the chest flies, which would look like this. If you're sitting in a chair for this, you're going to sit on the edge of the chair and have your shoulders here. And you can have one leg up, and you're going to go, chest comes out and in, and then that leg comes up, and the other leg comes up as you bring your arms back. Out, in, up, and switch. Out, in, up, and switch. If you're on the floor, keep going, switch, out, in, up, and switch. Out, in, up, and switch. Here's it on the floor, out, in, up, whoop, and switch. Out, in, up, and switch. Out, in, up, switch. Keep going like that, whether you're in the chair or on the floor. You're working the chest, the triceps, and if you're doing the legs, you're getting the lower abs involved. Done. Now you get a minute break. So get water if you have it. And I'll explain the next part. And I'm going to stop it right here so that we know what we're doing here. I'm going to stop it for just a sec. Next part. We've done this before in class, and here's where I would actually go to lighter weights than I even had. So I'm going from 5s to 3s. You can do it with no weights. But you want to stand with your feet shoulder width apart and your palms facing you. And here you're going to start out by going like this. You transfer the weight from one foot to the other, sticking out the buttocks, sticking it out behind you so that the front knee does not overshoot the toe. That's number 1. After that, we go to twist. We're going to do a back lunge, and you're going to take the weights and twist back. And then, so you're twisting over the front thigh. So one leg comes back, and you twist over the leg that's in front. This is working the obliques. It's also a lunge, so it's working the glutes and hamstrings. That's our next thing. The cardio is, it's going to be 30 seconds of jump rope, which you don't have to jump off the floor. You can keep the balls of your feet on the floor. And it'll be 30 seconds of those jabs where you bend your knees and you jab really fast. And then we will end with bicycles on the floor. But if you don't want to do the bicycles on the floor, you can do them standing up. You can just go like this, opposite shoulder to knee. Or you can sit down and you can bicycle like that. It's your choice. Or you can do them on the floor. All right? So let's get started with that. Here we go. Actually, everybody has water and all because I'm explaining this to you. I'm going to give me a little bit of extra time here. We start with those lunges side to side. You still have a little bit of time. All right, get ready here. And this is working the front of the shoulder and the lower part of your body here. So inner and outer thighs and the front of your shoulder. Let's just get started on these. We'll do a few extra of these. Whew. These are practice ones. These are the real ones now. So remember, stick the buttocks out to the back. You don't have to lift these weights higher than your eyes. In fact, I'd recommend not lifting them higher than your eyes. If you have a problem with your shoulder, shorten the range of motion so you only have to lift maybe a little bit in front instead of all the way. And this goes by pretty fast because we're only doing it for 1 minute, and right now you only have about 30 more seconds of this before we go to the next thing, which are those twisting lunges. Keep breathing in and out. Almost done. And we're going to go right immediately into those twisting lunges. Keep those abs tight. Right now, twisting lunges. Twist over the front thigh. Twist. 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 Now, if this is bothering your knee, you can shorten the range of motion on that lunge too. You don't really have to lunge all the way back. You can make it a very small lunge. The important thing here is that you're twisting because we're using the obliques. If your knee is not bothering you and you feel really ambitious, you want to come down but not more than 90 degrees in the front knee and the back knee. So in other words, you don't want that back knee to be touching the floor. You'd only want to have it bent 90 degrees. You'd only want your front knee bent 90 degrees. And if it's bothering your knees, you want to shorten that lunge. All right, modify that lunge. And we're alternating them here. And we're done with that. Time for the cardio, the jump rope. Keep going. So again, you can leave the balls of your feet on the floor. Try crossing your arms with that jump rope. Almost done. Right here. Jab, 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 jab. Keep going. Keep those abs tight. Keep the knees bent. The whole waist. The abdominals, you want to have them contracted. This is actually a cardio thing because you're using your chest muscles. And if you have your knees bent and everything else is contracted, it's getting your blood pumping around through your body, which is what we want. So this will go by really quickly too. Yeah, all right, very good. And last thing here are the bicycles. And again, you can do these standing. You can call these bicycles. You can sit and do the bicycles opposite shoulder to knee, or you can do them on the floor. If you're on the floor, you want to try to keep your shoulders off the floor the whole time, all right? This is working the entire abdominals, the abdominis rectus, the transverse abdominals, and the obliques. So if you can do this and keep your entire, both shoulders off the floor the whole time, you really have to squeeze the abdominals to do it that way. But you can do it in a chair or standing as well. And you can do it at your own pace. But make sure you're twisting, because that's the point of this. And we're done. So you get a minute to have another drink of water. And while you're doing that, I will explain the next part to you. So for this next part, the first thing you're going to do is standing. You're going to stand up and do bicep curls with calf raises, right? We begin with bicep curls with calf raises. And Then we go to the single arm dumbbell swing, wide legs here, and you switch from one to the other, from one hand to the other. So make sure you have it firmly in both hands before you let go, you know. You don't want it to go flying across the room. So there's bicep curls, the swing, dumbbell swing. Then we've got our cardio, which is going to be, the cardio is going to be some kickboxing things. So we're just going to go shuffle, shuffle. We're going to shuffle forward, 2, 3, and cross punch back, and a jab. That's all. And then we're going to switch. So forward, 2, 3, and cross, back, 2, 3, and jab. That's our cardio. And the last thing is a plank. So if you like to do your planks against the wall, you can do them against the wall. If you feel like doing them on the floor, you can do them on the floor, either on the palms of your hands or on your elbows. If you're against the wall or on the floor, I'd like you to do it and try to either lift one knee straight up and the other knee while you're holding that plank position, or if you can lift the knee internally and rotate it, but I'm not sure about you with that, Susan. So either come straight up, sort of like a modified mountain climber, or you can pull it across. But that makes it a little bit more challenging than just holding it there. Okay, so that's our next thing. And let's get going with those bicep curls with the calf raises. Here we go. Up, 2, down, 2. So now I'm coming up for 2 and down. Now I'm going to raise, come on the balls of my feet. So we're going kind of slowly here because that makes it a little bit more challenging with the calf raises, right? You really have to contract the abs. So you're working on balance as well as biceps. And you're working the calf muscles. So a 3-for-1 special here. It's always nice to get a great deal like that. Exhale up, inhale down, and I'm using light weights, but you could use heavier weights for this. This is the 3rd time I've worked out today, so I think I'm done. Up, 2, down, 2. Exhale up, inhale down. And also because some of these things, we go through them very quickly, not a good idea to do some of these things with heavier weights. This would be fine though. And we're almost done. Okay, so there we are. Next thing is that kettlebell swing. I am going to switch to my 5-pounder for this. All right, and so you take one to start off. Here's your starter, and then you bring it up and switch. Bend your knees. Keep the weights in the heels. Exhale up, inhale down. This is a Jillian Michaels thing. She does this on one of her DVDs. I think it's Shred It with Weights, I think it's called. Anyway, it's kind of fun because you're using a lot of large muscle groups, and you're also working the front of the shoulder as you lift that arm. But really, most of the energy comes from the legs on this. So keep the weight in the heels, keep the abs tight. Inhale down, exhale up. Let those legs do most of the work for you. And there we are, here's our cardio. So get into your punching position. 1 foot back, 1 foot forward, get back. We're going to come forward, 2, 3, cross, punch, back, 2, 3, jab. Here we go. Forward, 2, 3, cross, back, 2, 3, jab. Front, 2, 3, cross, back, 2, 3, continue. Keep going. Woo! And forward, 2, 3, cross, back, 2, 3, jab. Forward, 2, 3, cross, back, 2, switch. Forward, 2, 3, cross, back, 2, 3, jab. Forward, 2, 3, cross. Wow! I timed that perfectly. Woo! We switched to 30 seconds. That was great. All right, keep going until the buzzer goes off. Probably 2 more. Oh, only 1 more. All right. Next thing are those planks. So you can either do these against the wall again if you want to find a spot on the wall. Keep your arms shoulder width apart. If you want to do them on the floor, you can be doing them either on your hands or you can be on your elbows. Whichever way you are, hold that plank, and if you can, bring one knee straight forward and then the other knee straight forward. Otherwise, cross that knee over your body, if that's something you can do. And we're going to do this for the entire minute, which makes it quite challenging, because sometimes when we do planks, you know, I start you off at 30 seconds, and then we go to a minute later on. But we're just going to start with a minute plank right here, and we're done. Now, wasn't that easy? So now you get a minute, you get a rest, you get a break, and we start that whole thing from the very top. So now that you've gone through this whole thing once, we do the whole thing again, and it should be easier because you've already done it once, right? So we start off with the squat and the reverse curl and the 2 shoulder presses. Any questions? No questions? All right, we've got about 15 seconds before we begin this whole thing again. Okay? I hope you're sweating a little bit. I am, because these lights are shining at me. I was not sweating earlier. It was cold. So, get these weights ready. Here we go. Lift, squat, 2 presses here. Bring the arms down and extend the knees. Squat, press, press, down and up. Lift, squat, 2 presses, down and up. Lift, squat, 2 presses. I can see you, and you're doing it just great. Lift, squat. I can't see you, Shayla, but I can see Sue. Whew. Lift. It's okay. So lift, squat, press, press, arms come down and stand up. Lift, squat, press, press, down and up. We have a few more of these. Woo. And lift, squat, press, press. Woo, we're done. Okay, next thing is the deadlift with the side lift. So you come hinge forward from the hip, hinge, lift up and down, and then that's that deadlift. So come down, palms face each other, lift up and back up. Hinge forward, palms face together, lift up, palms face you, and come up. Hinge, lift, palms face you, come up. The whole time your abs are tight, your spine is neutral. Do one more like this. Now I'm going to switch to the other foot, all right? So hinge forward, lift, palms face you, and come up. Hinge, palms together, lift up, and then come back up. Woo! That didn't seem right. I'm going to say we do some more of those. 2 more. 1 more. All right. Next is our knee lifts, and or your high knees. Even if you're doing the knee lift, your knees, I still want them high, so we can call them high knees whether you're running or just stepping and marching. If you're marching, really get the arms up, really, because that really gets the blood pumping, right? And just keep that up. And in a minute or a second, we'll go on to those butt kicks. And now it's butt kick time. Either like this or those hamstring curls with the exaggerated arms. Pull back those shoulder blades. Your choice. You need to make this workout your own. And almost done. And then right after this, we go into those chest flies. Chest flies. However you're doing them. If you're doing them in the chair, looks like this. You're going to have one leg up, bring the arms out to the side, together, overhead, and then bring the other leg up. Side, together, overhead, other leg up. I hope you're understanding this. I hope you can see this. Side, together, alternate legs. If you're on the floor, you could do both legs at the same time, but sitting in a chair like this, I don't think it's good for your back. So that's why I'm asking you to alternate legs. And there, we're done with that. And now you get a minute rest, get your water, and we start out with those lunges side to side with the front lifts. And here's where I get the lighter weights. I don't want to put too much pressure on the shoulders. Lighter weights are one way to relieve some of the pressure. Shorter range of motion is another way. Make sure you have enough water for this. You can be using water bottles instead of weights as well, or you can be using no weights. But in about 15 seconds, we'll start that second round. So be ready. Wide leg stance right here. 3, 2, 1, go. Here we go, side to side. Exhale up, inhale down. Again, you can go at your own pace here. Keep going. Keep going. Make sure your breathing is even. Now, if this is bothering you to lift up both arms at the same time, you can also alternate arms too. You can go one arm and then the other arm if you don't want to do both at the same time. We have about a little less than 30 seconds left of this. Maybe stick the buttocks out to the back. Make sure the knees aren't overshooting the toes. You're working the front of the shoulder and the inner and outer thigh, and of course the abs, because you want to be standing with a neutral spine. Less than 10 seconds here. Okay, so grab both of those and we start with the lunging backwards and the twists. So here we go. Whoop. Lunge back and alternate. You don't have to bend your knees a real lot for this, but I would like you to keep your abs tight and twist around to work the obliques. You're also working the biceps as you pull those weights back. A little bit more to go, not too much. There you go. And here we are with our cardio, which is jump rope. Keep the feet on the floor if you want. The balls of your feet, not the heels. Keep the heels and balls on the floor. It's not much of a jump rope, is it? Not much. All right. So less than 10 seconds of this before we go to those jabs. Jabs. Remember to keep breathing through this too. Don't hold your breath. Those abs tight. Remember, try not to fully extend the elbow, only extend 90 or 95 degrees. You don't want to stretch out those ligaments in the elbows. They don't stretch back. All right. All right. So there we go with that. And now we're with the bicycles. The bicycles either on like this, which was really opposite elbow to knee. If you want to do it sitting, you can do it sitting. Same thing. Might be nice if you're sitting, if you could sit on the edge of your chair and put your shoulders on the back of your chair. That gives you a little bit of resistance against gravity. If you're doing it on the floor, make sure you try to keep your shoulders off the floor the whole time. Again, you really need to squeeze the abs to do that. And you can do this at your own pace. And this is the last time you'll be doing this tonight, so just think about that as we're doing this. The last time we'll be doing these bicycles. Keep going. Done. And you get another break. My gosh, I'm going to have to cut some of these breaks out. Too many breaks, right? Get water. This is our last round, and this is the last thing we'll do, and then we'll go to the stretches. So again, we start with this with the bicep curls and the calf raises, and from there we go to the kettlebell swing, right? And then we do the cardio, which is the kickboxing thing, like that, and then you switch, right? You know, halfway through, and we end the whole thing with the planks, either on the wall or on the floor, either on your hands or on your elbows. Either bring your knees straight in or across. So here we go. Bicep curls. Up, 2, down, 2, up, 2, down, 2. Woo! I'll tell you. I hope you're sweating, because I am. Whew. Oh, good, because I have these lights here, and I don't know if it's the lights or what we're doing. All right, so you can lift up your calves as we're doing this. Calf raises, right, working on balance. Exhale up, inhale down. You can have your feet hip-width apart. Sometimes I have you do this in first position or the Pilates first position. This is just a very, very simple version of this, but it is effective. Keep your fingers free. Keep doing it. 3 more seconds. 1 more. There we go. And then the kettlebell swing. Wide legs here. Make sure your weight's in your heels. Take a practice swing first. 1 practice swing, and now here we go. Switch. There we go. Weights in the heels. Thrust your hips forward. That helps move everything, right? So this is really good for your hips, for your glutes, hamstrings, and quads. Also for the front of your shoulder, although that's not what's doing most of the work. All right? We did work our front of our shoulder when we were doing those side-to-side lunges and lifting both weights up. This is mostly a lower body movement. Inhale down, exhale up. 3 more seconds. Here we go. And here's your kickboxing. 4 front, 4 back. So here we go. 4, 3, 2, cross punch, back, 2, 3, and jab. 4, 3, 2, cross, back, 2, 3, jab. 4, 3, 2, cross, back, 2, 3, jab. 4, 3, 2, cross, back, 2, 3, jab. 4, 3, 2, cross. Now switch. Yes. 4, 3, 2, cross, back, 2, 3, jab. 4, 3, 2, cross, back, 2, 3, jab. Keep going. Woo. And almost done, but not quite. 4, 3, 2, cross, back, 2, 3, jab, and keep it up. A few more. One more. Perfect. Okay. And down for the plank. Against the wall or on the floor. Ears against the wall. You want to have to make sure your feet are far enough apart that you're getting that plank effect. If you're up here, you're really not getting the plank effect. You want to have your feet and your heels on the floor. All right, your elbows extended. You want to have your elbows soft but extended. And here we come, one knee and the other knee, right? One knee and the, now if you want, you can take the knee and cross it over the midline of your body, if you can do that. If that's not something for you, then please don't do it, all right? And we do this for a whole minute. And if you're on the floor, I know a minute seems like a long time. I'll get on the floor. We're almost done though. All right, well, it wasn't that long, was it? All right, from here now, if you're doing plank against the wall, go into your child pose by pushing back. All right, bring your head through your shoulders, keeping your abs tight. And you can feel a stretch in the hamstrings that way, and the back of the upper arms, and in the back. If you're on the floor, come all the way down. And you can put your head through your knees. Feel a nice stretch in the back there, that way. Okay. I'm going to stand up and we're going to do all of our stretches standing, but these are going to be stretches that we hold for 30 seconds and repeat. And maybe we didn't do all the stretches. We're stretching the same muscles we've always stretched, okay? But I've just been experimenting with stretches and I want to bring them to you. So the first thing we're going to do is stop this timer. And then after that, we're going to stretch. If you have a chair available, and your chair is sturdy. If your chair is not sturdy, if you have a counter, because I want you to stand away from the chair. And if you don't have a chair or a couch or a counter, if you don't have that, that's okay. Have your hands against your legs because that's supporting you. And just hinge forward from the hip, but keep the knees extended. And keep breathing like that and keep the spine neutral. And you should feel a stretch in the back of your hamstrings with this. And I did bring the timer back because I will time you on this. Now you either have your hands here and really stick the buttocks out so you really feel that nice, wonderful stretch in the hamstring muscles. Keep breathing in and out through the nose. Place your hands on your thighs or just round your back. Slowly roll up one vertebra at a time. And then come all the way back down, and you can have your hands here. Come down with a neutral spine. You can have your hands here. We're going to the cat and cow movement. So you can do this on your hands and knees as well. I'm just doing everything standing up because I did that last couple nights ago. It really worked out well for me. So here we go, cat and cow. Cat, hold it. Keep breathing and hold it. And go into the cow position. Keep your shoulders away from your ears. Keep breathing. Go back into the cat position, slowly. Inhale and go into the cow position. Hold that. Contract the abs, round your back, and come all the way up very slowly, and roll your shoulders all the way back. And I want you to feel, keep rolling your shoulders back, have your knees bent. I want you to feel like we worked every major muscle group in the body tonight and that we stretched every major muscle group. So we're going to roll your shoulders forward here. Keep going. And now slowly transfer your weight to one foot. And hold that for about 30 seconds. We're going to do each of these a couple of times, and we're going to do the second time we do them, we'll add another dimension to it. So inhale and transfer your weight over to the other foot. And hold it. And keep breathing. And now inhale and slowly center the weight. And this time you're going to transfer the weight to the other foot and push that shoulder down. That's right, push that shoulder down. So if your weight is on your left foot, then your right shoulder should be down, and lift up your left hand. So you're really continuing to twist and let your head follow your arm. Hold that. And then bring that arm down and slowly center the weight and transfer over to the other side. Push that shoulder forward. Now, take your other hand, your left hand, put it on your right thigh, lift up your right arm, and let your head follow that arm. Keep breathing through this. So these are deep stretches, and they're being held. Center the weight. Come all the way down. Bend your knees. Come all the way down. If you can place your fingertips on the floor, that's great. If you can place the palms of your hands on the floor, that's great too. Either the fingertips or the palms of your hands. If you can't do that, have your hands on your thighs to support your back. You still feel that stretch in the hamstring muscles. And extend the knees. And then slowly bend them. Extend. Bend, keep the abs tight, or try to keep the spine neutral. Extend. Bend slowly. You're doing all this very slowly. Extend. Last time you're going to bend your knees. Put one hand on one thigh, the other hand on the other thigh. Contract the abdominals and roll up one vertebra at a time. Slowly, all the way up. Right here, keep your knees bent. Have your arms like this. Open up the chest. And just hold like that. Hold it like that and keep breathing. Keep holding, keep breathing. Now bring your arms together. Cross your elbows. And you can have your hands like this. You can have them like this, or if you can face the palms together and lift up the elbows, that's good too. Hold that there. You're opening up the shoulder blades, you're stretching out the shoulders. You're stretching out the back of the shoulders. And then just lift up and down. Just do what you can. I mean, maybe you can only go like this, so that's fine too. Whatever is a good stretch for you, and then release that. Inhale all the way up. Exhale down. Now I just want you to reach up and up. Keep just reaching one arm and the other. Up slowly, stretching the side of the torso. Keep going. Now bring your feet right a little bit closer together, and pretty soon you're going to bring them even closer. Just keep reaching up like that and stretching one side and the other. Keep doing it. And then you're going to take your right foot and bring it behind your left foot. Hold that right arm up there. Bring your right foot behind your left foot. Inhale, and as you exhale, come all the way, lean over to the side. Come on back up, straighten up. Exhale and lean over again. Inhale and straighten up. Let's do the same thing on the other side. So here, bring your left foot behind your right foot. Reach your left arm up. Inhale, and as you exhale, lean over. And hold that stretch there for a few seconds. Inhale, and as you exhale, come out of that. And then just do the same thing again. Inhale, exhale over. Inhale and exhale and come out of that stretch. And right now, stand with your feet about hip width apart. Why don't you take your right arm, bend your right arm, push back to stretch your bicep, your tricep muscles, the back of the upper arm. And if you wanted to ever increase the stretch in that, if you had a hand towel, you could grab the hand towel and pull, and that could help you deepen the stretch there. Keep breathing through that and switch to the other arm now. The other arm comes behind. You can just push it here, stretching out the tricep muscle. You can use the hand towel. And if you're very flexible, you can try to grab your fingers behind your back. And that does the same thing. Any way that works for you, the important thing is that you get that stretch in that tricep muscle. Because we did work the triceps today. And then come out of that stretch. Open up your arms. Keep pulling them back so you feel a bit of a stretch in the bicep muscles. And then grab clasp your fingers behind, pull down the shoulders. Bend your arms behind you, and then try to pull them straight out, so then you're still getting a bicep stretch that way. Keep those elbows soft. You want to try not to lock them, just keep them soft. Nice chest stretch here. Shoulder stretch, shoulders back. Right here, one hand on each hip. Roll your neck side to side. Slowly, side to side. Look straight down. Inhale, and as you exhale, look straight ahead, and then tilt your head to the left. Take your hand, your left hand, and try to put a little pressure on your neck. Not a lot, just a little, to increase the stretch in your neck and the side of the neck. And let go of that. Look straight, roll your neck around, look straight down. Look straight ahead, do the same thing on the other side. So you're going to tilt your head to the right, take your right hand, place a little bit of pressure on the side of the head, just so you feel that those muscles in the neck stretching a little bit. Then release that, roll your head around, then look straight down. Inhale, and as you exhale, look straight ahead. Bring one leg behind you. Bring your left leg behind you. Place the heel into the floor. Push the pelvis forward. I really like this stretch because it allows everyone to be able to stretch out their hip flexor and the quadricep. If you want to make this more of a stretch, if you want to really get fancy, you can put your hands on the floor and keep pushing. That's a runner's stretch. You can do that. Then you're getting, in addition to the hip flexor and quad, you're getting also a hamstring stretch in the other leg. But we already stretched our hamstrings, so we don't necessarily need to do that right now. Bring the other leg behind you, push the heel into the floor, push the pelvis forward. Again, if you wanted to come down into that runner's stretch, you could do that as long as you keep the chest up. But you don't need to. You can stay like this. And then bring both feet under your hips. Actually stand a little bit wider apart. Inhale up, exhale down, and we are done for tonight.